Good morning. Welcome back to Bible and Blues. It was a great weekend. It was a really, really great weekend, and um, you know, I'm a little discombobulated because I didn't get a video in yesterday. I feel a little bad about that, but on the other hand, I had a really great time with my friends, and again, her store is Animal Crossing down in Portland. If you want to know where it is, review yesterday's video and take a look at that. She gives the address and where it's at there in Portland. She has a pet supply store, and it's a nice little store. I've been there a couple of times, and it's Portland. I'm 160 miles away, so I don't go there every day. But until I got out, got a little bit of sun, it was great. Uh, but a couple of things I want to talk about today. Before we do Psalm 116, we're going to read Psalm 116 here, and I kind of wanted to cover this a little bit first. Was First off, there was another attack in London, and I'm going. Terrorism is a horrible thing. Okay, as I say that, bear in mind I also know that I'm also going to get demonetized on this particular video. Again, the good news is that I don't have, I'm not dependent upon AdSense for my revenue for my income. I have a regular job, but so I can talk about this with a little bit of freedom. Uh, Terrorism is a horrible thing, and what happened in London was terrible and tragic, and I don't have the words for it to say it properly, because Theresa May had a pretty good gave a pretty good response to it, in the set. So she's saying it has to stop. We have to stop being soft on this. We have to deal with this, and I think to me it's kind of an about time, because Western civilization has been very soft on this whole thing. Um, we just can't let this kind of thing happen nonstop like it has been. Um, so that's kind of, I don't have a lot on that, because I don't really like to talk about politics a whole lot, and I don't like to talk about terrorism a whole lot. It's there, it's out there. It's unfortunate. That's what it is. But there's another, since we're already demonetized, I may as well jump into this one. We had, for our sermon yesterday, I was working the lights. So because I was working the lights, I was at both services. Um, and it had a lot to do with uh, with abortion, with rights of life, with life starting out. When does the Bible tell us about where life starts? And we're told over and over again, "You knew me as you knitted me within the womb, and you knew every bone. You selected the color of my eyes. You selected my hair. You selected whether I could grow a beard or not. You made that choice, Lord, at that time." And none of it was done without a purpose. Okay, and so that tells. And I've always been a pro-life person. Um, and I think one of the common arguments that we have to have with people and first off, we have to have this argument. If you're pro-life and if you're Christian like me, sitting there softening it up by saying, well, it's not for me, but a woman's right to choose. I think a woman has a right to choose too. Uh, but there's another choice in there. There's another life in there to deal with. Um, but if you're wondering about certain things, um, you know, one of the things that we have to consider is what's their arguments. And when I say usually it's the people who are, they're staunch pro-choicers who will go out on a limb and go overboard and say free, easy, anytime that it should be available at all times, and and it turns into something. It turns into it's such a common thing now, and it really breaks my heart. It breaks my heart in a very bad way. One of the things that we watched a video, and it was called 99 Balloons, and it was about a family. They had a baby, and their baby had a severe defect, that had to do with a hole in his heart, and he had other issues, and the boy's name was Elliot. So if you look up 99 Balloons Elliot, I'm going to leave a link to their organization below. And the boy lived for 99 days, and it broke me. I mean, this watching this video just absolutely shattered. Here we are, we're up in the tech booth, and we're a couple of Christian guys, so and we're just sitting there bawling, and we went through it twice. Twice we were broken, and we're crying up in the tech booth. And there's a video on it on YouTube, so check it out. 99 Balloons Elliot, ELIOT. So only one L. I think there's two T's. Is there? No, there's only one T. Sorry. I'll leave a link to it below. So leave comments about what you think about it. Do you think do you think abortion should be open to everybody? And if you do, can you give your description of why you think so? I think it's not something. I don't blame the woman for it. I really do blame society for it. I think society has elevated certain things so high, and the reason why is this attitude of independence of me, and it's for my convenience. I'm not ready. I don't want this. All these things, and if you want to start talking about rape, incest, and life of the mother, okay, well, let's talk about those things. Let's not yell at each other about those things, but let's talk to each other about those things, because I mean, these are important issues. I mean, and an actual life is hanging in the balance, okay, of these things, and it's a life to the tune of over 300,000 of. I mean, they're just nonstop. I can't remember I'll have to look up the numbers for you again. So what is and so I blame society for this. This is a very damaging thing, and it weighs on me. I mean, I'm sorry for dropping this on you this morning, but there it is, right? So let's change gears. Let's read Psalm 116. I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. Because he turned his ear to me, I will call on him as long as I live. The cords of death entangled me. The anguish of the grave came upon me. I was overcome by trouble and sorrow. Then I called on the name of the Lord. O Lord, save me. The Lord is gracious and righteous, and our God is full of compassion. The Lord protects the simple-hearted. When I was in great need, he saved me. Be at rest once more, O my soul, for the Lord has been good to you. For you, O Lord, have delivered my soul from death, my eyes from tears, my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before the Lord in the land of the living. I believed, therefore I said, I am greatly afflicted, and in my dismay I said, all men are liars. How can I repay the Lord for all his goodness to me? I will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the name of the Lord. I will fulfill my vows to the Lord in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. O Lord, truly I am your servant. I am your servant, the son of your maidservant. You have freed me from my chains. I will sacrifice a thank offering to you and call on the name of the Lord. I will fulfill my vows to the Lord in the presence of all his people in the courts of the house of the Lord. In your midst, O Jerusalem, praise the Lord. Here is the reading of the Lord. Thanks be to God. I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. Because he turned his ear to me, I will call on him as long as I live. So, I know today's this actually kind of talks a little bit about this and everything else in your life. When you turn to the Lord. So, I know today's was pretty heavy. I mean, after a great weekend, and then I will drop this on you on Monday. I know, but I hope you can work with it. I hope you can. I hope this is something that can drop into your heart. This is a conversation that has to be had, and of abortion, of terrorism, of life in general, and I think it's something we need to reach out to people about. We can't fear them either because of reprisals, because we have what's considered to be an unpopular opinion. I mean, how did this become the unpopular opinion? Not killing, not having abortion or not killing children. How did that become the unpopular opinion? I don't understand that. I really don't. So I know that there's going to be some negative flack over this, but that's okay. I can take it. I have such a small channel. I'll probably only, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So if you have an opinion on that, that's okay. If you're a person who has if you're a woman who has had an abortion, listen, I know several wonderful women that in my life who have had abortions that I still love. Of course, I do not condemn them for what they did. They are they're still loved by God. They're still loved by me. They're still it's again, I don't blame the person. I blame the society that thinks this is a good thing. That thinks that has elevated individuality and independence to such a high level that you're actually willing to kill children, to kill the unborn, and scientifically they sit there and say, well, it's just a clump of cells. There's no nervous system. There's no this. There's no that. It is the start of life, and we're not even getting involved in when the soul drops in. I mean, from the moment of conception, the moment that the sperm fertilizes the egg, one of the most miraculous and incredible scientific chemical reactions begins to take place. Life begins. Prior to that, you have this incomplete cell and you have this incomplete cell. Neither one will do anything on their own. Neither one can. The egg cannot self-fertilize in the human body. It must have this other piece. And when they combine, one of the most incredible and just so unknown reaction happens within to spark life and the regeneration and the splitting of the cells, and the cells become different kinds of cells until an organism, as an organism is formed and a living creature is formed. Okay, and so it's incredible, and it's truly incredible. And vegans use this argument, okay, to certain things, and then they still have an abortion. Okay, I don't understand that. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to end that here. Really weird. I know it's kind of a downer, but hey, leave your comments down below what you think about this. Am I way off base? Am I a complete jerk? Is it because I'm a man I can't have that opinion? Sorry, I'm a father. I can have that opinion. Even if I wasn't a father, I can have that opinion because it's human life. So that's my opinion. So anyway, thanks a lot. You have a great day. God bless.